Second pour, right?
That's second pour. I'm Zane.
I'm Jeff.
And we are going to
continue a review on Old Elk.
Dive in, right?
Right.
Hey, I got a great idea.
I'm listening.
Why don't you pour Old Elk this time? There was a slight mishap of the shakiness of somebody. Stop it. So Old Elk, what can you tell me about it that you have learned?
So far as is a MGP, so they're purchasing it from MGP, and then they have a distiller.
Yeah.
Who you just told me they hired from there as their permanent distiller to oversee the production of their product.
Correct. And as best we can tell, even though this is coming from Indiana, it's still, I mean, they're out of Colorado.
Out of Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yeah, and this is a mash bill that's completely different than any other whiskeys that are at MGP.
And it also has a 15% rye in it, so I think that's what kind of lends to its spiciness. I think it's 34% barley, and I think the 51% corn.
Yeah,
I
so
think
it has a lot
right.
more, or is it 50% barley?
No, I think it's 51% corn.
Okay. Yeah, the bill's different, which gives it again the different notes and flavors. So.
And it's a nice bottle. I mean, it's not
cool.
It's not overly done like the Weller pot still was.
Yeah, right.
But at the same case, it got this neat little antler cork. It's a cork, so it's not a screw cap. So
yeah, I
think it's MSRP on around $50.
Yeah, it should be just under 50.
88 proof, 44% alcohol. It's a blended straight bourbon whiskey, so it's not a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey because it's coming out of Fort Collins in Indiana.
And correction, it's not Weller's pot still whiskey.
That's right. It was Willet.
Willet.
We just had a long conversation about Weller's here just recently, and we're really excited about some stuff coming down the pipe with Weller's. So we're like, hey, we need to get some Weller's.
Yeah. So I'm interested to try this again.
Yeah, and I think the first pour on this was kind of smooth and.
It was smooth.
Easy
It wasn't.
to drink.
It didn't have a lot of long finish.
No.
It just kind of drifted away, but it was good.
Yeah, I think I'm expecting the same thing.
It smells.
Now they
really good.
They say that as you smell it on the nose, normally you should be able to smell pear, maybe a little bit of apple in there, some caramel notes, some vanilla notes, some cinnamon.
I smell like a woody, not like char, but almost a nut flavor.
Yeah. I think they said there's a pecan in there.
Maybe.
A pecan.
A pecan?
A pecan, if depending on what area of the country you're from. All right, let's do it there.
Okay.
So, that's pretty good.
Okay. Mind you, we didn't have a lot of, old Thanksgiving style foods before we started drinking this.
We introduced some.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is this definitely has that when you just don't want to be punched in the face, but you want to have something that's just easy going.
Easy drinking.
I think this one would fit that bill really well.
I mean, I think the price on it is good. I think the taste on it is great. It's not too over, crazy. The proof is pretty standard. 88 proof is pretty standard for a bourbon. I think it's good. I think it works. It's got a nice color to it. It's got a nice flavor to it.
Yeah.
Price is right. I say, for an MGP.
Yeah. In the mouth, what do you think?
I think the oak is still really light.
I do too.
I mean, it rides there for a second and it's gone. I think you can kind of get some leftover nut, like the pear, a little bit of oak.
I think the spice is the rye.
So the spice that you're feeling right in the back of the tongue, I think that's the rye. For me, I think it's a pretty standard whiskey.
I think it's pretty good.
So you want to rate this thing?
I definitely think we should. I think we should rate it. I mean, I started thinking about it, especially compared to other stuff
that
we've had, and maybe that's unfair. But a lot of the stuff we've had that we really like is same kind of a smooth.
Yeah, I think as far as a daily drinker, this would make a nice daily drinker.
Yeah. So, I would think if I was gonna actually rate it, I would do this one as a 2-finger.
Ooh, a 2-finger.
A 2-finger pour, because
that means you like it.
Yeah, I do really like it. It's something that I would want to have on occasion. It could be a daily drinker for a lot of people. But me personally, I always still want something a little more with more legs.
You know, I think on this time around, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think, you know, a 2 fingers about right.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those ones. It's a good pour.
Yeah.
You know, it's a nice little dram of whiskey. It's smooth. It's a nice clean finish.
Yeah.
It's not real spicy.
Yeah. I think anything higher, I mean, you know, would possibly. I mean, I think there's people out there that could actually rate it a lot higher.
I think so. I mean, if I went to a bar and they offered me, you know, let's say Jack Daniels, oh, we have some Old Elk.
Oh yeah, I would.
I would pull Old Elk in a second.
Oh, well over just the standard, like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, for sure.
So, you know, and I like Elijah Craig, but if they had Elijah Craig and Old Elk, I'd say, hey, let me get some Old Elk. You know,
Yeah.
I would agree. I think together they're very similar.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I think this would be a great whiskey to try when you're away from home. It's a great whiskey to have when you're at home. You know, if I saw it and I wanted it in my cabinet, I can see why somebody would buy it. It's
Yeah.
not a bad whiskey.
No, it's not bad.
It's a good whiskey. I think a 2 finger is just the right spot for this.
Yeah, I think so too.
So do you agree with this? Have you had Old Elk? Do you feel like we're judging it correctly? Or do you think this would be a much higher whiskey on your category? Hey, comment down below.
Yeah, I'm glad we got it. Actually, I think it'll be
I do like
really
it.
good to you know, throw in the whiskey safe, as it were.
And it would be curious to see what it would taste like with a steak. You know, or
Yeah,
something like
that's
that, right? Some actual food.
Some actual food. I think that would make a lot of
I
difference.
saw some guys this week actually start posting about how they don't think maybe that food goes well with whiskey, and I'm like, I kind of disagree with that. I think food and whiskey go hand in hand.
I can tell you that it straight up. I personally have had lots of food with whiskey.
Right? Yeah. I think we all personally have had a lot of food. With
Lots
whiskey.
of food. I've gone out and had lots of nice dinners
With whiskey, right?
with whiskey involved, and just like everything else, whiskey should always be considered an experience more than just an avenue to get somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally agree. They make way lower scale stuff to get you
Smashed on.
smashed.
Yeah,
Whiskey
so-
is for enjoying life.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
the taste of it. You know, the taste of life. So I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So you know what? In the meantime, you know what? You guys continue to be cool this week.
and,
Get you a dram of Old Elk and try it out if you haven't.
yeah. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe our video.
But of course.
And, you know, go back and watch our episode this week of Whiskey Pop, where we talk about fictional places to eat. And maybe even some fictional places, Thanksgiving side dishes you could bring to your loved ones.
A lot of it is like lots of things we don't want to eat. I think it's really the deal.
Regardless of that, hey, you know what? We're just glad you're here. And in the meantime, we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.